What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we'll be talking about iOS 15.6/15.5 and 16. I'm going to go towards a new style monthly where we'll talk about these updates and talk about, public release, other betas, and other things going on throughout the iOS community. And we're now into the second weekend of that. So let's get started. All right, first thing is I want to talk about 16. When you first wake up the phone, look at the way the wallpaper lights up. Let me do that again. So you lock the screen like this. You lock it like this. Look. The bottom, the globe right here, the little globe kind of thing right here, lights up first, and then the background lights up. That actually is really cool, and I like that a lot. So the first thing is 16. 16's been performing really well on this iPhone. I unplugged it literally quite a while ago, at around 10:30 yesterday morning, which was Thursday. Now it's Friday, and it's been over about 26 hours, and I'm currently at like 14% battery, and I still use this phone. It's got a SIM in it, as y'all can see up here. It's got a SIM card now. So, and the HomePods are trying to get action. Also, in my What's New video, it took forever to process because YouTube was having a processing issue, but that haptic tapping that I was talking about, it either was a bug because it's quit now, or it was because of the HomePods. It was really weird, but all in all, that's good. Now I'm going to get into features on iOS 16, and then I'll wrap this out with iOS 15.5/15.6. So these are features according to Zolotech's last follow-up video last weekend. If you have a note that has a phone number that the iPhone recognizes, you can call from that phone number. That is the first thing. Now, the second thing I'll be discussing is cellular, because, I have multiple SIMs on this iPhone. This is a cool thing with 16 now, with eSIMs. This was the difference in the cellular transferring of a SIM or setting up a SIM card on iOS 16 Beta 1 versus Beta 2. You can see the difference, Beta 1 on the left, Beta 2 on the right. I do like the whole new setup in 16. When you transfer an eSIM, it does require a PIN, so that is really nice. So if you have AirPods Pro or AirPods Pro, you can quickly jump into the accessibility settings on iPhone now. So you can quickly jump into it, which is really nice for people like me that advocate accessibility on this channel. That is really nice. So I'm excited about that, and stuff like that. And I don't really mess around with the AirPods on my iOS 16 device. It's running it right now. I normally use the 13 Pro Max running iOS 15.5 right now for my coverage on that. So now I'm going to get on to the actual iPhone demonstrations of, first off, wallpapers. So if I do this, bring this down, hide that, make sure that's not there. The nice thing now, I can easily slide up, and this button is accessible where it asks me to remove this wallpaper set, which I can do. Now when I drag also the indicators for battery charging and stuff like that, it now will be able to be dragged by VoiceOver. So it's partly accessible in Beta 3, but it's getting somewhere finally. It's not all the way there, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. The time for sunset is saying when you have it in 24-hour time.
Sunset 20:31 p.m.
Sunset 20:31 p.m. That is a bug. It just needs to say sunset 20:31, which is 8:31 p.m. for, everyone else. But the weather one, that one now is, I have not had any problems, and it's not letting me edit it for some reason. But my weather one here updates automatically throughout the day, which I just turned on my morning focus. Oops. But that one is updating in real time now. I used to have that bug where it wasn't, and stuff like that. So there's that and stuff like that. Another thing is, of course, lockdown came in iOS 16 Beta 3. That's pretty cool and stuff like that. Like I said, there's a lot that's happened. Battery life, let's take a look at it. I entered the COVID stuff. Let me see. Controlling this phone from back here is kind of rough. So you can see right here, the last 3 betas, I did let this phone die a few times, but it's at 90%. And to just literally yesterday, I got the battery replaced on this phone a year ago. So I'm at 90% after 1 year on this iPhone 11. I don't use it as my primary phone now, but that still is pretty good. You can see I barely use this phone. You see when it was last plugged in. If I go to the last 10 days, you can see I'm getting pretty okay battery life. It's not like best, but you can see it's better than what it used to be and stuff like that. So all in all, iOS 16, excuse me, has been doing pretty good. I honestly cannot complain about it. Um, Now, the only interesting thing about iOS 16 is the one of the new things is if I go to a conversation on messages, the voiceover, depending on to the voice, is not reading it and emojis, and I want to cover that too. Justin needed me to read an emoji for him, so that's why he sent me this emoji pattern. But here's
Justin, 22, 33.
there's eloquence, and then of
Your
course
message. Emoji testing smiley is a bit great. 22. Justin, 22. Screen red headings. Activities. Alex.
so we use Alex.
Justin, red heart. Slightly smiling face. 22.
So voiceover of Alex. So the new voices that I'm noticing, a lot of the new voices, including the Siri voices, are impacted by this bug. There's a list amount of voices I haven't fully went through, but if a voice is not reading emojis, try using either Alex and
Nikki. Nikki. Justin. 22.
yeah, Nikki's also impacted.
Samantha.
Alex. No activity selected.
This is Nathan. Nathan is
Justin, red heart. Slightly smiling face.
Nathan's not affected by it. So Tom, from what I could tell, was not affected by it. It's some voices and then sporadic at times. So the best voice, if you are blind and using iOS 16, is Alex to get by for emoji looking. Another feature in iOS 16 that showed up for Justin was that the
Justin.
photo of that he's
Screenshot
getting
of the group
a pop-up about searching in settings now. So there's little pop-ups happening now instead of just the little tips thing in settings, the tips in the tips app. Now you get little pop-up, little archive pop-ups in the settings app, and on
Oh, FaceTime.
the weather app, I was getting a pop-up.
Weather.
Let me see if I can get it again. So as you can see here, it was asking me for a pop-up. You can view hourly weather forecast for up to the next 10 days. So there you go. You can now view. So if you tap on a forecast pop-up, like one of these icons, you can get a whole 10-day forecast description. So that's also new. We're going to round this out. But that was the interesting thing about 16. It's like one beta starts out really bad. Then we have a big improvement. Then we jump a letter in the build number to a G, and then things go backwards, even though the beta build is in progress of moving faster. But after a month, iOS 16 has been interesting. It's like one beta bad, one beta good, and now one beta bad. But we're only 3 betas in. I need to give a more fair calculation over the next 1 to 3 betas. So there we go. Now I'm going to jump to iOS 15.5 and 15.6 performance and give my thoughts about it, since 15.6 is about to be out to the public eventually, and I want to say when that's going to come out, and then 15.5, how stable it's been so far. All right, 15.5. Battery life has been great. I'm getting around 5 to 10 hours depending on the time. I did have a bug with MagSafe and I had to get another puck, but it decided to do a big dump where it uploaded a ton of photos / videos to iCloud, and it caused me to use over 100% battery one day. And you can see my general screen on and screen off time throughout the last 10 days, averaging, like I said, 6 to 10 hours with anywhere between 50 to 90% battery used. So that's that. 15.5 has been great, but I'm tired. I'm ready to see it retire and 15.6 take its place. 15.6 has an A at the end of the build number, and I'm expecting that to go on through and be a release candidate this upcoming week. Probably Tuesday or Wednesday, and depending on when I come out of vacation, if there is a beta Tuesday, I may be really late at covering it later on that evening, like I was this week because of YouTube rendering things incorrectly, but it is what it is at this rate. So there's that. Now, the M2 MacBook Air pre-orders went live today as of recording this. So yesterday, as of y'all viewing this. And honestly, I started hearing things about the M2 chip memory. According to some people, the memory is slower on the lower end MacBook Airs than the higher end MacBook Airs. I don't know if this is fully true. We'll have to wait and see when things come out. I'm only hearing one content creator talk about it and another YouTuber, and I will further look into this and have something throughout my follow ups over the next 2 to 3 weeks. And everyone that did pre order this week, start, if you got it right away, you should be receiving anywhere between July 15th and onward. But within 5 minutes, the website literally was slipping to as late as August 9th. So there we go. Hope y'all enjoyed this follow-up video. This is all the best that I have for right now. iOS 16, it's interesting. It's performing okay for a beta. It's just little nuisance bugs and whatever else. And then, of course, iPadOS 16 is performing good. I'm using an iPad to record this video. And I will see y'all in a future video. Peace.